The Long Beach Peninsula in Washington state is rich with both history and scenery. In the company of photographer and fisherman Corey Arnold, we've come to the town of Seaview to visit the Shelburne Hotel, the oldest continuously operating hotel in Washington. Using the Fujifilm GFX 100S, Corey will document this historic building and the people that work to keep it open.
My name is Corey Arnold, and I'm a professional photographer from White Salmon, Washington. You know, I first sort of got my foot in the door with photography by shooting my life while I was working as a crab fisherman in the Bering Sea. I was bringing out my medium format camera, trying to document a life that's normally shot on maybe faster cameras and try to get more of a fine art feel to it. Keeping a good sense of humor sort of kept us sane on the boat. The idea behind coming here to Long Beach, Washington at the Shelburne Hotel was to try out the new GFX 100S. I like the sneaky look you just did off to the right. The Shelburne Hotel is just this amazing period piece. It's kind of this funky mix of old world English style, hotel, but it's probably coming back around to being cool to, kids these days. Kind of thought we'd just play with these portraits of people that are mostly related to the hotel, find little nooks and crannies within the hotel, get a little bit funky, get a little weird with it. Kind of look out the window over here.
The stained glass is amazing. It's different to me looking out a window here than looking out a window at my house. It's just charming.
Holy mackerel, look at this camera. My fiance and my baby Wolfgang and my dog Nuka were already on a coastal road trip in Oregon, and we popped in here. On my first day with the camera in hand, we went out to a place called Oysterville. There were some beautiful moments out there. Came across some old, kind of dilapidated buildings. Little flocks of birds, seabirds flying around. Spotted some deer in a neighborhood. At one point they got curious and kind of ran up and peeked their little heads over a grassy knoll. Having a lot of resolution is super important. I make large prints and I do a lot of exhibitions and galleries, so details kind of matter. That's why I bought the original Fuji GFX 50S. And now seeing a more compact version and 100 megapixels is pretty amazing.
The Fujifilm GFX 100S is a medium format mirrorless interchangeable lens camera aimed at professionals and enthusiast photographers. The GFX 100S includes most of the capabilities of the larger GFX 100, including the same excellent 102 megapixel BSI CMOS sensor. The amount of resolution offered by 100 megapixels allows for aggressive cropping in post, with comparatively little impact on image quality for most output purposes. A smaller, updated image stabilization system promises between a 0.5 and 1 EV improvement over the performance of the GFX 100, providing a total claimed benefit of up to 6 stops of correction. The GFX 100S can also sync its in-body IS system with in-lens correction to maintain this performance at longer focal lengths. The GFX 100S has a fixed 3.6 million dot OLED viewfinder, offering 0.77 times magnification. It also features a 2.36 million dot 3.2-inch rear touchscreen that tilts in 2 axes, allowing off-axis shooting in both the portrait and landscape orientations. The GFX 100S features twin UHS-2 card slots. A new film simulation mode, Nostalgic Negative, replicates the look of color art photography from the 1970s. On the video side, the GFX 100S can shoot DCI or UHD 4K at up to 30 FPS, and record in H.265 or H.264 at up to 400 megabits per second. It can also output a 10-bit 422 video stream or a 12-bit raw data stream to an external recorder.
Next, we photographed Lori and David, who owned the Shelburne Hotel for 40 years.
As the story goes, and it's true, My vehicle was stuck in the sand and he helped pull me out. That's how we met.
And then look at each other again real quick.
This building, built in 1896, is truly historic for the Northwest. It's the oldest continuously operating hotel in our state. And I think that's something that we can be proud of, all of us.
And I thought it'd be fun to put them together in a bed in one of the most beautiful rooms in the hotel. I used a 23mm lens to sort of get this really wide view. Next we shot Emily, a bartender, sipping drinks, looking sultry. So we also recreated an old photo from the 70s. We put them in the exact place 40 years later.
40 years is a long time. We knew it was time that we had to sell and transition in our lives.
You know, being owners of this hotel for 40 years and now selling it, they were pretty excited to have these memories, portraits of them together in the hotel.
A building like this is kind of like your great-grandmother, you know, and you should feel some obligation to take care of it. It's like standing in front of a great cedar tree, you know. They don't talk, apparently, but you do feel some form of communication. But of all the highlights, it was the relationships that were formed, the friendships.
David's right, that is the highlight. It's a very people-oriented business.
And many of these people came once or twice a year and over 40 years, you know, they became family.
And then their kids came.
Yeah.
Nice.